Good morning, good evening, or whatever time of the day it is in which you're tuning in to me. I'm the one that shares with two cute life lessons, and today I want to talk about a woman that is sort of near and dear to my heart. She's a biblical lady, and she is known throughout history. Her name is Rahab. Rahab, as we know, is a controversial figure in the Bible. I mean, she was a woman of questionable repute. She was a harlot, or basically what she did was she made her life as a prostitute. And she lived on the city walls. And there is so much to glean from her life, from the things that happened to her. And amazingly, even this woman with this bad reputation put her life, she became in the lineage of Jesus Christ. And that's amazing considering her profession. So when we talk about Rahab, there are various aspects that we can look at about her. One, why was she in this profession? I mean, what caused her to become a prostitute? Because we don't know. It's easy to sit back and judge someone, but when you don't know their story, we don't know what happened, the reason she had taken up this profession. I don't think, it's just me personally, most people in that line of business actually want to be in that line of business. There's something that has propelled them or prompted them to take on that particular job. She is, in spite of her ethnicity. Before we go any further into this video, could you give this video a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe, so that'll help it get out to more people. In spite of her not being a Jew, she still has the faith to believe in God, because when the spies come to her establishment, she tells them that she knows that their God is God. And that's a strong declaration of faith, considering she hasn't been raised in the Jewish faith. Not as far as I know. But she had enough sense. God gave her enough discernment to know that he was God. So we know that in spite of where she begins, in spite of the reason that she is there, in spite of what she does, God has chosen her to play a pivotal role in the life of Christians. She is one of our founding mothers. And so, despite having been born a Gentile, despite her profession, God chooses to use her. He uses her in a mighty way. So that lets us know, as Christians, as believers, or whatever faith it is that we are, that it does not matter where we come from. It does not matter what our job profession is. God can use us. God can transform us. He can do whatever he wants to do with our life. And we don't have to stop and worry about what other people say, because there's no doubt in my mind, even though later on she would marry and become a part of our culture, our Christian culture, I'm sure there were people back at the camp. They were like, okay, here she comes. Here she comes. You know, they might have taken her in, but you don't really ever get away from what you used to do. Even if people don't say it out loud, sometimes they're thinking it. So, you know, when I say that, or say that it doesn't matter, it really doesn't. I'm not saying you're going to have a good or easy time with it. Sometimes you have to fight your way through. And so as we fight our way through, remember, think about how Rahab fought her way through. And so this is my first part on Rahab. I will be back with a second one to talk about Rahab and her impact that she has on our lives as a Christian. So this concludes my quick lesson on Rahab. So before we sign off, be sure that you like this video, that you give it a thumbs up, and that you subscribe, so I can keep bringing you more valuable information on biblical truths, biblical scriptures, and Christian living. I'll see you guys in the next.